what watch are you wearing?
I am wearing the Hollyland Lark perpetual calendar.
Datograph perpetual calendar.
Datograph.
In platinum.
In platinum, yeah. I love Hollyland. I think it's just the quality. You know, when you buy the top of the line, even if you make a mistake, it's not really a mistake because you've got the top of the line. You know, I think these will always hold their value.
Hey guys, here I am right now, and you wouldn't guess where I am. I'm actually in Jay Leno's garage, and here is a Chrysler Imperial from 1954.
57.
57, and let me introduce Jay.
Okay.
It's kind of strange that I introduced Jay in his own garage. Hi Jay, how are you?
All right, well that's his TV. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, tell us a little bit about this car. And
it would be the biggest car in Singapore if we.
I think so. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
It's hilarious how big American cars used to be. I mean, they're still pretty big, but this is such an imposing automobile. It's hilarious, and this was sort of America's answer to Rolls-Royce, like Cadillac. You know,
right?
Big V8 engine, a lot of horse. I mean, this is 50, 60 years ago, and it's 360 horsepower. I mean, it's quite a powerful car.
Hey, is it quiet when you sit inside?
It's very quiet. You know, the original owner bought it for his wife. She was too scared to drive it. It was so big. So he just parked in his warehouse. So this chrome is all from 1957. I mean, it's a nice, pretty original
this little
car.
thing as well. What is this? Is this just
a brass
decoration?
Just a decoration, yeah. The Imperial was their top of the line model. It would be their Cadillac or their Lincoln.
Right.
Ford had Lincoln, General Motors had Cadillac, Chrysler had Imperial.
Paintwork is amazing.
Huh?
The paintwork is amazing.
Yeah, it's funny. It's called coral sand. They don't want to say pink, so they say coral sand. But yeah, it's just hilarious how big this thing is.
Right, and Jay is going to show us a little bit around his garage. But first, what watch are you wearing?
I am wearing the Hollyland Lark perpetual calendar.
Datograph perpetual calendar.
Datograph.
In platinum.
In platinum, yeah. I love Hollyland. I think it's just the quality. You know, when you buy the top of the line, even if you make a mistake, it's not really a mistake because you've got the top of the line. You know, I think these will always hold their value.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
In the secondary market, most of the Langers don't do that well though. There are certain models like this one in particular.
Well, you know, it's
okay.
interesting.
The side works are okay.
I never sell anything, so to me, like I buy cars.
A true collector.
Some go up, some go down, but it doesn't matter because I don't sell them.
But the idea of the price has gone up makes you feel good, right?
Well, it makes you feel like you made the right
make the right decision.
Other people want it,
right?
You know? But that part, yeah. I mean, I like it because it's classical watchmaking with modern technology.
And you like platinum? You told me just now.
I like platinum because
the weight.
I like the weight, and it's not quite as gold has. Well, it's kind of a blingy.
Right.
You know.
But sitting in a car like this is kind of blingy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But gold just it isn't cheap, but it looks cheaper. The platinum looks rich. You know, it's like in the old cars and motorcycles, you used to do a nickel finish,
right?
Which I thought is more lustrous and beautiful than chrome. Chrome is just sort of like, oh my eyes.
So this is chrome or nickel?
Well, no, this is chrome. This is chrome. But when you go back to the 20s, before chrome, everything was nickel. It had that rich sort of look to it.
Right. Just like the difference between steel, white gold, and platinum, right?
Right.
There's a subtle difference which most people don't know, but if you do know, then platinum is a bit richer.
I like the weight of platinum because it just feels like, we were talking before about the old days when they would sell stereo speakers. They would put a rock or a brick in the wooden box.
Right.
And people, oh boy, this speaker's heavy. Oh, that
must be good.
That's a quality project. It's got a rock in it. Yeah. That's
right. But the nicest thing about Langers, of course, is the movement.
Yeah.
So when you flip over, this has got a really spectacular datograph movement.
Yeah, it really is. It really is the best looking movement.
And the nice thing is that because it's made in German silver, it patinas very nicely.
Yeah.
So I don't know how old this watch is. Do you know?
I think this is probably from about 2010.
2010,
I
so
think
15
around
years. So
that,
you
yeah,
probably would have patinaed.
yeah.
So the movement would have become a little bit gold,
Right.
and much more interesting than the brand new watch.
Right,
And also platinum patinas very nicely.
Yeah.
It kind of gathers scratches, but it doesn't really look horrible. It looks nice.
No, to me that's all. It's like
It's part of ownership, right?
it's like character lines,
Yeah.
the same kind of thing.
Right. Okay, maybe let's move on to another room.
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
I don't know.
I'll follow you.
Okay. So here we now in the motorcycle room, and Jay has got a lot of motorcycles.
This is the Bruff Superior room. If you're not familiar with Bruff Superior, they would be the Patek or the Longa
Right.
of motorcycles.
Okay.
They were hugely expensive, as much as a small house.
Even in the early days.
Well, especially the early days, English had that class system, and this was
Right.
an upper class gentleman's motorcycle.
Right. This is the Rolls Royce.
It cost as much. In fact, they got that name, the Rolls Royce motorcycles, because a magazine had told George Bruff, your motorcycles are the Rolls Royce motorcycles. So he used it in an ad, and Rolls Royce got upset and said, "We want to come by and see your factory." So George Bruff had all his men dress in white coats and put white gloves on, and be very efficient. And Rolls Royce was so impressed with their standard, they said, "All right, you can continue to call it the Rolls Royce." I don't think they ever let anybody else use that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was just he was a showman, he was a character. And Lawrence of Arabia got famous because he bought Bruff Superiors. He bought 8 of them. He died on the 7th one. He never picked up the 8th one. He loved to go fast. He was adrenaline junkie, whatever you want to call it today. And these are all examples. I think this is the largest Bruff collection in the world, if I'm not mistaken. They made them from 1919 to 1939. They're all extremely expensive and extremely fast. They were the first true 100-mile-an-hour motorcycle.
And what happened after 1939? When did this went bust?
You had the war.
Right.
The people paying 1,200 pounds for a motorcycle when a house was 1,200 pounds. I mean, it was crazy.
It wasn't used by the military.
Well, the
BMWs were used by the Germans.
Yeah, true. They would be commanded by the military. They would try to gather up ones they could, but I don't think he never built any military bike because it was like an independent watchmaker.
So these were hand built.
Yeah, hand built, and he didn't make his own engines. He would find the finest engine builder, and I want you to build me a cost no object version of that. And they put that engine in, and like the front forks are Harley Davidson.
I see.
And he would get the Harley.
So kind of like MB&F.
Yeah, kind of like, maybe like that. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it was. But they were very high quality, and they were big motorcycle manufacturers. They were small.
They're in Nottingham, which is kind of a strange place, eh?
Yeah.
And known for shoes.
Yeah, but these are all. See that picture over there? Well, this picture over here depicts a story. George Bruff was riding his Bruff Superior motorcycle, and a biplane went by, and the biplane owner had a girl in the back, and her scarf was waving, and they went go, and they raced, and going along the plains, he went well over 100 miles an hour, and that's when planes went about 100 miles an hour.
Right.
And it's probably one of the most famous stories.
This one here?
Yeah, this one here. This is probably the rarest model. The SS100, which is 100 years old now, this year, 1,000 cc's, 50 horsepower. To me, it's still the best looking gas tank and motorcycle. Remember, this is 1925. It looks like a modern version of a motorcycle now. But
which engine did this have?
This has the JAP 1,000 cc. It's called the Jap engine. Now, that's not a racial slur. Jap stands for J.A. Prestwick. He was the manufacturer in England. And they're just wonderful, wonderful motorcycles. This model, it went 110 miles an hour. It had these straps to hold the tank on at high speed. And as a watchmaker, here's something you would like. Come on over here. This is called a Bonningsen speedometer. And this was built by a watchmaker.
Oh, really?
I believe he was Dutch. Because
Bonningsen?
Bonningsen. Yeah.
Okay. He was inventor of the carousel.
No, that's right. Okay. See, the idea was most motorcycles, because they vibrated, the needles would go like this.
Right.
So what this thing does, you see you have two hands. You go down, the first hand goes to 50, the second hand goes 5, it would stay there for 3 seconds.
Right.
You're going 55. Then this would go 60, then this is going 7. Oh, now you're going 67. You know, and that's how, but people would go, you get so mesmerized by the speedometer. You know?
So you're watching the speedometer and not the road.
But the idea was the speedometer would stay level, you know, so that's what so Bonningston was not a motorcycle guy, but he made the best, or at the time, certainly clocks or watches, one of the best. So Brough had him do these for this. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
This is the Brough Superior automobile. What George Brough did here was he bought chassis from Hudson, the American manufacturer. He had the chassis and the engine sent to England, and then he would put custom English coachwork on it.
Right.
So it's basically an American car with an English body. This one here, this is sort of a clever idea. This is called the petrol tube sidecar. This is a police bike. It's an 1150cc. It's a real workhorse. And this is a gas tank. You see, you have a cap here. You take the cap off. You fill this with about 2.5 gallons of fuel. Then you'd hand pump it to pressurize it. It would stay under pressure. And when this tank ran low, you'd reach down, turn the switch.
Second tank.
The air pressure would push the gas into that gas tank, so you could keep going without stopping. So that was kind of an interesting thing.
And the sidecar looks like a boat.
Well, it does look like a boat, but it's a sidecar. Yeah, that's what it is. That one there, I believe, is one of the very first Broughs. It's one of the first 3, I believe. It's the oldest one in existence. And I know you're a bicycle rider. You might find this. Look at the brakes.
Oh, the brakes are...
The brakes are just bicycle brakes, yeah. And that's what these were. These were just extremely fast bicycles with engines.
How many horsepower does this have?
Well, horsepower is measured a little bit differently. This would probably be 30 horsepower, something like that.
It's quite a lot for a motorcycle.
For a bicycle.
A bicycle.
This is really a bicycle with an engine on it. I mean, it is a purpose-built motorcycle, but these were...
It looks super cool, though.
Yeah, it is, and you got your hand shift here, and yeah, it's kind of...
I like the fuel tank.
Yeah, yeah. I consider this the most beautiful gas tank in motorcycling. It's just really interesting. So many people have tried to copy it over the years, but...
Is it difficult to copy because it's hand-built?
Well, this is made from 12 different pieces.
Ooh.
And it's soldered together.
I see.
So, yeah.
But are these motorcycles like this easy to ride or difficult to ride?
Well, they're more difficult than modern motorcycles because modern, like these, when you have to adjust the gas and the oil, and you know you have so many, the oil pumps so many, like 28 drops per minute. But if you're going fast, increase it to 40 drops per minute. You know, there's a lot of things you had to do. But back in the day, just the idea of you're in a moving vehicle
was fun.
That was you got to remember the car really didn't come along until about 1910. That's 1919.
Right.
So the idea that you could go faster than a horse, that's pretty good.
Right.
It's a homemade motorcycle. It's got a C-18 Allison jet engine out of a Bell Ranger helicopter. The thing that's kind of cool about this is, well, it looks like a regular motorcycle till you hit the starter. I don't want to fill the place with smoke, but... So you get the jet engine noise. In fact, come back here. Just for the people behind you.
Does it get really hot?
Keep
Big
back.
flames?
Yeah, caution, jet wash, extreme heat. Keep back. There you go.
That's cool. You ride this thing?
Oh, yeah, yeah. And it just shuts the Harley guys right up.
And here we have Rolls-Royce's Spectre.
Yeah, this is the electric one. Now, I love this car. This is exactly what a Rolls-Royce should be.
Yeah, quiet.
Really impressive, quiet, maintenance is 0. This is my 89 Bentley Turbo R, which is essentially a Rolls-Royce. That's when Bentley and Rolls-Royce were the same company. It's just
Before
a
Volkswagen.
Huh?
Before Volkswagen.
Yeah, it's just a Rolls-Royce with a turbocharger on it. Then you got the McLaren SLR right there. That's a Mercedes McLaren. And then, of course, the McLaren F1, which was voted by most people to be the greatest car of the 20th century.
Do you think so?
I think it is, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's quite lightweight. It weighs less than a Miata. It's hard to believe this thing is 35 years old already, but it is.
I said it just now. It was really, really tight inside.
Oh, yeah, but it's a great car. It's only tight inside because we're getting old and fat. But,
That's true. But if you're not old and fat, you probably can't afford this car.
yeah, it's gotten a little crazy. They've gotten crazy.
But I guess it rides very, very hard, like a race car.
No, it's a road car. And it's very comfortable to drive and very nice to drive. Gordon Murray was a race car designer, but he designed this to be a road car, not a race car for the street. So it's reasonably quiet inside, unless you floor it all the way. Then you get that rich
Yeah,
sound.
we were talking about just now,
Yeah.
comparing with my friend's Murasago 670 SV.
Yeah, but just wonderful car. Yeah, probably one of the greatest cars of all time.
And this SLR?
And the SLR, this is a collaboration between McLaren and Mercedes. It's probably the most misunderstood car because it's more a GT car than a sports car. The nice thing about it is, unlike a lot of cars like this, you got normal ground clearance. You're not ripping the splitter off every time you go up a driveway. It's extremely fast. It'll always do well over 200 miles an hour. I have a friend of mine who has a business where he takes rich guys, they want to drive 200 miles an hour, so they go out to the desert. And if they don't hit 200 miles an hour, they get their money back.
Oh.
And a lot of times you go out in Lamborghinis and Ferraris, you go 194, 196. And when those cars didn't hit 200, he'd take them back, take them out in this, and they go 205, 206. Yeah.
These are the cars which are in front, safety car for the F1 for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So it's kind of like a joke that some people say that it's faster than an F1 car.
Well, you know, it's funny. Some people say it's got too much Mercedes and not enough McLaren. That was sort of I mean, you have all the comfort and reliability of a Mercedes with the excitement and sports car-ness, I guess you'd say, of the McLaren. So, yeah, it's a great car. I've been driving this car for 20 years, so I enjoy it.
You drive all your cars.
Drive them all.
And so you have a schedule that you rotate
whenever
all
I
these
feel
200
like
plus
it.
cars?
No, it's a real first world problem, you know. Yeah, no, I just, you know, you do an oil change, you take it out, you drive it, and you take something else, you know. So, yeah, I enjoy maintaining them. And in California, it's very easy to maintain.
Because the weather is good.
The weather is good. You don't have humidity. It's not hot, cold, hot, cold. Things don't rust. You see cars here 30, 40 years old, not a bit of rust on them because it's a desert. People forget because so many people live here and you have so much water brought in, but it's a desert, so things last.
Really nice. Thank you for showing us around.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a fabulous,
Anytime.
fabulous place. I mean, car guys will go crazy.
Even watch guys once in a while.
Even watch guys go crazy, yeah.
That's right.
Right, thanks, Jay.
Oh, we just have a crazy watch guy like this.
Yeah.
This is my garage. We got all kinds of vehicles, gas, steam, jet turbines. Even have some antique steam engines. This one here is 1866. Lincoln was president when that was built. That one over there is 1832.
What was it originally used for?
This was used, Thomas Edison used one just like this
Or make electricity?
to make electricity to light up Trenton, New Jersey at the World's Fair in 1876. People went crazy. It was the first time anybody lit up the outside. So it was like the sun. I mean, it was, you know, you had guys with candles and then all of a sudden the electric light. This one here is, I think, the oldest steam engine in America running on steam. That's 1832. And that one down at the end, we got that off the island of Malta. That was the entire power plant to make electricity in the year 1900. And we brought it here. We're just putting it back together.
And the rest of this room is where you do the construction, the work.
Yeah, we do all the work. We do the painting and the welding. We got 3D printers. We got solar power on the roof, so we try to stay off the grid when we can. So, yeah, it's a fun place to work.
I bet it is.
Yeah, it's my Malibu beach house.
I saw the article that was carried on you that your wife knows where to find you.
Oh, all right. Yeah. That's true.
Okay,